Hello guys and welcome to another video tutorial series. In this one we are going to explore the basic gameplay elements of Moba games, things like specifically like Dota 2 or League of Legends, which we have top-down control and we'll have multiple systems like basic, not basic, but they have really complicated gameplay ability system. They have inventory, they have fog of war, and they have some basic UI and other related systems. So we'll try to tackle them. Okay, and so we're gonna go use Unreal. I'm gonna go for game and next, and then blank should be fun. You can also try to use the top down. Has some boilerplate, but it has some redundant stuff I don't think we really need. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna just use blank and implement it from scratch. So I'm gonna go for next, C++. So we have to use C++ when it comes to gameplay abilities. So this has to be C++ at some point. I'm gonna call this guy Moba game. Maybe demo. Okay. And then I don't need anything else, so I'm go ahead and create project. While I'm doing it, also can show you the IDE I'm gonna use, which is called Rudder from the ReSharp. Sorry, JetBrains. So it's still in early preview. It's going to be released in 2021. This is of course not something specially, way more powerful than Visual Studio, but it is kind of powerful. So you can use Visual Studio for C++ part, but to me it's just faster when it comes to like how long does it take before you can really write something, because for Visual Studio it has to go through every file to search for symbols, and that takes like 20 minutes before you can even type in anything, and this is in a few minutes, even just 1 or 2 minutes. I think it's able to get started, and it's gonna give you a bit more Unreal specific helps, so it just feels more easier to use when it comes to IDE. If you wanted to get it, you can get it now to join the early preview. It's free for now. Okay, and that's also one of the reasons it's kind of free for now. I don't know if when it becomes paid. I think it's like $12 or something a month. It's not too bad at all. Okay. All right. So all you have to do if you're using Rudder is go to the editor preferences and go to the source code and just change the source code editor to Rudder, and that will be fine. And then Rudder will automatically be opened. Okay. All right. Okay, so where we're at it, I think it's also helpful that we start to set up some basic characters. Of course, we cannot model anything from scratch. That's going to take too long. So I'm going to go to the marketplace and just use one of the Paragon characters. I believe it's called Paragon column. Let's see. It's not in here. Sparrow. Sparrow. Maybe I typed that wrong. Just search for Paragon, I guess. You can use other characters. I'm going to use that Sparrow one, just because I think that's feels more like a mobile game kind of character. But they're first person, so don't know. That can be anyone. So add to project. I call that Moba game demo. Yeah. Okay, that will add it to the project. Okay. While it's working on that, right, we can go back here to our to our Rudder, and this is very similar to Visual Studio. This is your solution equivalent. I'm gonna go to the game project and open the demo and open the source and open that, and that's everything we have. Okay, so for now we don't have anything, so I guess we need to start with creating our basic character. Okay. So here I'm gonna go to the C++ class and mobile game. I'm gonna right click. Oh, one thing I need to change is here on the display. I'm just directly change the net mode to play as client and one client. That should just allow me to test multiplayer right away with just one window, of course. And then I'm gonna go new C++ class and we'll go for a character, right? All right, and then next I'm gonna call this guy character base, and then create character, create class. This of course, you probably want to be a bit more specific, like mobile character base or something. but you can just do that character base, I guess. That wouldn't be too bad. So for simplicity purposes, I'm just gonna try to make everything into this one folder, but you can of course create new folders when you're creating classes. Like you can add in a new folder and make it public. You can see how it's structuring yours like that, right? But that's just extra work that's not necessarily done because again, all those things add together and take time. Okay. All right, so this is going to be our character. Okay. All right. So I also wanted to have a controller in this case. So I'm going to go right click and new class and then player controller next. And this is going to be player controller base and then create class. So that's the two major classes for us to control our character. Okay. So I guess we can, after those setup, we can already be going to the content and we're going to go create a new folder. I'm going to call this guy blueprint. Okay. And then here in the classes, I'm going to create subclasses for all three, which I can't do them all together. So maybe do that. In the blueprint, I'm going to call this guy player character BP character base, maybe. Okay. All right. And then in the other one, game mode, I'm going to call this Moba game mode. Main game mode. Okay. And put that into blueprints. And then here one more for the player controller. BB player controller should be fine. Yeah. Because it's not base anymore. I think that's, yeah. So we have the player controller and game mode and everything into BP now. Probably need to add BP here. Okay. So I'm going to open that and change the player controller class to BP player controller, and then the player pawn class or default pawn class will be BP character base. Compile and save that. Okay. And of course, go to the project settings. I'll be using that as our game mode. Yeah, that's going to be the very foundation, right? We have everything hooked up, and that's about 80 minutes. So, and also because this is taking some time to download, so I'm gonna stop this video and moving on to the next one. Will be keep on going, but you better just double click to open that, and that's gonna force it to kind of trying to, I guess, compile all the shaders, right? So you have those ready before you move on. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next video.